Hello friends and family, it's Rhea, and I wanted to talk about a subject that's kind of popped up here and there and that I've seen and have my own personal opinions about because it does relate to me. And basically that is being fat or plus size in the goth, industrial, punk, alternative community. Basically I'm just doing an umbrella kind of thing because I've been drawn to goth and alternative and punk pretty much most of my life. My heart, I would say, is a gothy girl, but I go to a lot of punk shows, I go to a lot of industrial shows. I feel like I am, a part of the goth community, and this is something. My cat Spot is behind me, giving me love and support. Anyways, and so this is something that I wanted to talk about, and it's basically being plus size or fat and this kind of subculture and community, because I know there is some thoughts and opinions about it, and I'm just giving you my personal history and my personal background on it and how I feel about it. So here we go. So basically, sorry for my appearance right now. I've been getting over getting sick, and so I decided not to be too fancy today. It's just basically a lazy goth kind of day, t-shirt, messy hair buns, and because hey, I'm feeling better, but I still got a little stuff going on. But I wanted to talk about this because I've seen this subject pop up here and there, and I know some other people that had some issues with it, and that's being plus size or fat in a subculture like goth and punk and industrial and whatnot. This is something I feel like I could talk about because it does affect me. I've been part of the goth community for a while now. It's something I've always been drawn to. I go to a lot of punk shows, I go to a lot of industrial shows, I go to a lot of goth events, and I'm just giving you my own personal experience. So let's talk about it. So one of the things I want to say is, and not to sound horrible or anything like that, but honestly, I haven't had too bad of an experience. Now, as far as me personally and my weight goes and my size and things like that, I've not always been bigger or plus size. I've been very, very small to kind of like a medium size to the size that I am now. Now, I will admit this is the biggest I've ever been. And it's something that I'm personally working on, and it doesn't go anything against, body positivity or anything like that. But me personally, I am working on my weight. It's mostly for health reasons. Like I said, this is the biggest I've personally ever been, and I do have issues with like diabetes and high blood pressure that runs in my family. So part of the thing that I want to do is maybe do like a regular Wednesday video on, health goth, or I don't know, health and fitness and lifestyle and maybe recipes. I don't know, we'll see. But basically, I kind of want to take this as kind of like a daily perspective on hopefully getting healthier with my own self, with my own body, and seeing where this goes, basically. Now, as far as like the community goes, I've never had any negative responses about my appearance or the way I look. And that's coming from when I started out down south to even up here in the Midwest. Like when I've gone to shows and events, no one's ever been like, you're too fat to be goth, or what is she doing here, or anything like that. I've never had any of those kind of responses. I've gotten responses like, oh, you're cute, or blah blah blah, or you're so nice, mostly because I am a bit chatty. It's a weird nervous anxiety thing. I will talk to a wall because I gotta fill the space. That's just me. But honestly, I haven't had too many bad experiences, and that's the one thing I do love about the goth subculture or goth industrial or punk. Most of my experiences the entire time since I was a kid, it has always been positive, and it's always been a positive thing in my life. I don't know how I would probably be more on the depressed side probably without it, But as far as like the people I've met in the community and everything like that, I've always been really nice. Now, with saying that, I have known and heard of some other people that had some bad experiences. I have a friend in overseas, and she was dancing in a club, and a girl went up to her and was like, "You're too big to be dancing," or I forgot what she said, but it was along the lines of, you're too big to be dancing, and you know, should you be wearing that?" And I was shocked. I was, you know, that was really kind of shocking to me, because I think if anything we should be supportive of one another, because, you know, it is a smaller community. It's not, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, you tend to feel like the outsider to begin with, so why would you make, you know, the people that you hang out with feel even worse about themselves? I don't understand that. I know like a lot of people talk about elitism in Goth, and that kind of has to do with it. Even with that, I haven't had too many bad experiences. Maybe in my entire time, like one or two. Honestly, I haven't had that many, so I guess I'm pretty lucky. But as far as that goes, you know, like I said, we're, you know, a subgenre of a subgenre, and so forth and so on. So if anything, you know, I'm all about being positive and, you know, very accepting of people, and I hope other people are too, because, you know, if you don't have more people joining in and going to events and, you know, not just dancing events, but art galleries and blah, 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 and talking to other people in the community, you know, things slowly wither and die, and I would hate that. I would feel so bad about that. And I think everybody should be supportive. I mean, that's all I really can say. Like I said, as far as my own personal weight, that is something I'm working on because of the health issues in my family, and also this is an uncomfortable weight for myself. A lot of things have changed in my life, and which caused me to gain weight, and that's something I'll talk about later in another video, the reasons why I think I've gained so much weight. But it's just because I'm a smaller frame. I say I'm 5'2". Everybody says I'm like 5'1" or shorter. I'm short to begin with. Most of the people in my family are short. Excuse me. And tend to be of the smaller size. So this weight is just uncomfortable for me, and it has nothing to do with, you know, less confidence or anything like that. It's just something that, as far as my frame goes, I'm just not comfortable with. And, you know, like I said, with certain health issues like diabetes and high blood pressure, I do worry about that because it does run in my family. So that is my own personal thing that I'm working on. As far as other issues, the only other issue I could say with being plus size or bigger, as far as like goth and stuff goes, mostly it has to do with shopping and clothing, I guess you could say. A lot of websites and stores, they only go up to a certain size, so a lot of the things that I have to do is basically DIY, or kind of think outside of the box and make it work for me. That's the only real thing. Certain websites do go up in sizes. I know Queen of Darkness goes up in size. I know a lot of people say Torrid. Torrid has some nice stuff. They have some, you know, I guess more mainstream things. Certain things, I mean, if it's black and you can work with it, you know, you can find things all over the place. You can find things at thrift stores and, you know, Forever 21, and you know, I mean, you just have to work with what you got. But some of the nicer, more elegant things, and the, you know, super gothy things, they might only go up to a certain size. Another issue that I have is I do love Gothic Lolita, and I used to be able to wear a lot of Gothic Lolita. Now I know some people will say, well, you know, there are plus size options. There are, it's just few and far between. And I do have, I do have some pieces in my wardrobe that I still have that I love, that I'm not going to get rid of because I hope to fit into those one day. because they're just gorgeous. I'm not gonna lie, they're just gorgeous. And you know, and that's one particular style that I like. I'm kind of all over the place when it comes to styles, so you know, so it's just basically working with my body type and finding things that work for me. Like I said, when it comes to other people in my community or responses, like I said, I guess I've been lucky so far. I haven't had anything too negative, or I mean, I don't know what to say. Most of the people I surround myself with are, you know, good friends, and they're positive and motivating. And so maybe it's just the people that you surround yourself with too, you know. That's really all I could say. Now, I do believe that, like I said in the beginning, you know, as far as the whole umbrella of the punk, alternative, goth cultures, I think we do need to be supportive and positive, because if you don't have people coming in and even just check it out and just experience it, and they get like kind of negative vibe or negative feedback, well then, you know, you have less people supporting your scene. You have less people supporting your scene slowly dies, and that's sad. And then you'll have to, you know, only be able to do things online or out of state, or, you know, it makes life more difficult. So I will say, it's always been pretty much a positive and accepting environment, and I hope it stays that way. And if anyone gives you shit about your weight, then those are people that don't really need to be in your life, you know. It's different trying to motivate somebody in a healthy and, you know, like I said, positive way, than, you know, saying, oh, you look fat, oh, that outfit looks terrible on you, because it doesn't help anyone. And like I said, you don't want that negativity. It's just draining. It's really draining. And, you know, it makes things not fun. And yes, we like black, and yes, we like creepy, dark things, but you know what? I'm all about having fun, and it being fun, and it should be fun. You know, it should be something that you feel creative and safe and joyful, and it should feel comforting. So to wrap it up, basically, you know, just, you know, be inviting and be accepting, and, you know, because there's a lot of other situations where people might not accept you, and, you know, with your own scene, you should feel comfortable in. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you want to become a part of my spooky world. And if so, please like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much. Stay creepy. Bye. Spot, you're pretty, but I gotta sit there. I know you have your penguin, but I gotta sit there. Okay.